Welcome to College Briefing. The content of the briefing includes 5 ways to connect to your pets. Europe's far right goes mainstream. Europe's business schools target Africa's entrepreneurs. MPs with 2 jobs are more thin cat than fat cat, says Westminster ethics chief. Scientists invent breakthrough fuel that cannot start accidental fires. 5 ways to connect to your pets. Financial Times. Studio Banana has created a wearable device called Mage that allows cat owners to monitor their pet's health. The device, which sits around the cat's neck, tracks the cat's activity and translates the data into natural language, sending texts to the owner about the cat's behavior. According to Ali Ganjavian from Studio Banana, 80% of cat illnesses are manifested in changes in physical movement. Mage aims to provide owners with early detection of potential health issues. The device costs £149, $197. Europe's far right goes mainstream. Washington Post. The far-right party, the Freedom Party, led by Geert Wilders, claimed 37 of the Dutch legislature's 150 seats in the country's parliamentary election last week. The far-right party now has the most seats in parliament, but it is unclear whether Wilders will be able to form a coalition to take power. The success of the far-right party is indicative of the broader trend of the far-right gaining power and influence across Europe. Far-right parties have taken power in Italy and Hungary, and have made gains in regional elections in Austria and Germany. The far right is also growing in Spain and Poland. Voters are increasingly drawn to the far right's rhetoric on immigration, crime committed by immigrants, the multicultural society, the Western debate on gender, and more traditional views on families. Many mainstream parties have adapted their rhetoric to match the far right and their agendas, meaning the far right has entered the mainstream and their views are now considered the new normal. Europe's business schools target Africa's entrepreneurs. Financial Times. European business schools are expanding their presence in Africa to help bridge the gap for African entrepreneurs who face obstacles such as limited access to education, financing, and mentorship. Schools like HEC Paris, Henley Business School, and IS Business School are offering tailor-made entrepreneurship programs and establishing partnerships with local institutions to cultivate a new generation of African entrepreneurs. For example, HEC Paris has partnered with the Institut National Polytechnique Félix Houphouët-Boigny, INPHB, in Ivory Coast to offer a Master in Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Yamoussoukro. In addition to providing education, European business schools also bring global networks and partnerships that can help African entrepreneurs expand their businesses beyond national borders. However, European business schools face challenges in adapting programs to the unique needs and contexts of various African markets, as well as ensuring affordability and accessibility in a continent with significant poverty and economic disparities. Nevertheless, the efforts of European business schools are seen as valuable in building African businesses that contribute to the continent's development and economic growth. MPs with 2 jobs are more thin cat than fat cat, says Westminster ethics chief. Financial Times. Daniel Greenberg, the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards, has defended MPs with second jobs, stating that many are very thin cats rather than fat cats and that a codified set of principles on outside interests could help combat misconceptions about parliamentarians. Greenberg argued that many MPs with second jobs work in roles that are aimed at keeping their hand in or maintaining their professional skills for future use. He also suggested that a codified set of principles could help combat the perception that MPs are primarily motivated by financial gain. Scientists invent breakthrough fuel that cannot start accidental fires. The Independent. Scientists have developed a liquid fuel that cannot start accidental fires during storage or transport. The fuel requires an electric current to ignite and does not easily combust with just a flame. Researchers modified the chemical formula of the fuel's base, replacing chlorine with perchlorate. The fuel does not burn when exposed to a cigarette lighter flame, but ignites when an electric current is applied, and can be extinguished by turning off the current. However, further research is required to determine the fuel's efficiency in different types of engines and to understand how much can be mixed with conventional fuel without making it flammable. How did humans get to the brink of crashing climate? A long push for progress and energy to fuel it. Yahoo! The United Nations will host another round of climate talks later in the month, with the aim of reducing the amount of greenhouse gases being emitted. The significant increase in global temperatures and the subsequent changing in weather patterns has led to a greater awareness of the need to limit this rise. However, the changes wrought by humans are nothing new. Societies have been altering the environment for hundreds of years, draining lakes, digging up coal, oil and gas, and altering the landscape to suit their own needs. As a result, climate change is nothing new and is something that humans brought upon themselves. The belief that humans were controlling nature led to a feeling of racial and cultural superiority, which still exists today. However, the belief in progress, and the need for growth, is making it increasingly difficult to combat climate change. Nevertheless, the article concludes that there is hope for the future, and that a significant shift in thinking could lead to a more sustainable future. Jack Ma gets back into business with Ma's Kitchen Food. Bloomberg. Jack Ma, the co-founder of Alibaba Group Holding Limited, has set up a new company called Hangzhou Ma's Kitchen Food that will sell packaged agricultural products. This move comes as Ma has largely retreated from the spotlight since 2020 when Beijing cracked down on his companies Alibaba and Ant Group. Ma has since focused on agricultural pursuits through his foundation and has joined other entrepreneurs in supporting the Communist Party's Common Prosperity Initiative. Few details have been released about Ma's new venture. Final trial over Elijah McClain's death in suburban Denver spotlights paramedics' role. Associated Press. The third and final trial over the 2019 death of Elijah McClain after he was stopped by police in suburban Denver involves homicide and manslaughter charges against two paramedics. It's a prosecution experts say enters largely uncharted legal territory by levying criminal charges against medical first responders. Tyson scores 28, leads Seattle U over UC San Diego 79-67. Associated Press. Cameron Tyson scored 28 points and made 6 three-pointers to lead Seattle University to a 79-67 victory over UC San Diego. Branton Chatfield contributed 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots for Seattle, while Bryce Pope led UC San Diego with 22 points and 6 rebounds. Seattle entered halftime with a 36-25 lead. Minister condemns inflammatory teacher action for Palestine. The Sydney Morning Herald. The Victorian Labour government has criticised teachers in Melbourne for taking inflammatory and divisive action in support of Palestine. A sub-branch of the Australian Education Union began a week of action by wearing keffiyeh scarves or inviting advocates into classrooms to speak about the situation in Israel and Palestine. The Deputy Premier and Education Minister, Ben Carroll, condemned the action and reminded teachers of their obligation to be unbiased and objective in the classroom. Harris guides Radford over D3 member Notre Dame, MD, 100-53. Associated Press. Radford University's men's basketball team, the Highlanders, secured a 100-53 victory against Division III team Notre Dame, MD, on Sunday. Truth Harris led the scoring with 18 points, followed by Kenyon Giles with 17 points. Chandler Turner and freshman Trenton Walters and Kyle Burns also contributed with 15, 12, and 11 points, respectively. For Notre Dame, MD, freshman Quan Johnson scored 23 points. Radford will face Old Dominion in their next game on Wednesday. Irish writer Paul Lynch wins 2023 Booker Prize with dystopian novel Prophet Song. South China Morning Post. Irish author Paul Lynch has won the 2023 Booker Prize for his dystopian novel Prophet Song. The book is set in a near-future Dublin and follows the struggles of a mother of 4 as she tries to save her family from totalitarianism. Lynch becomes the 5th Irish writer to win the prestigious literary prize. The Booker Prize is open to works of fiction written in English and published in the UK or Ireland between October 1, 2022, and September 30, 2023. The award comes with a cash prize of £50,000, $63,000. Get Ready With Me, video genre that focuses on everyday life is everywhere and not slowing down. The Toronto Star. Get Ready With Me, GRWM, videos have gained popularity on social media platforms like YouTube and TikTok. In these videos, content creators share their personal stories while getting ready for a specific event or task. The videos often involve skincare routines, makeup application, and hairstyling, as well as personal anecdotes about life and love. The genre has become a vehicle for storytelling, allowing creators to share aspects of their lives with viewers. GRWM videos have become a core staple of online content, with billions of views on YouTube and TikTok. Celebrities and influencers have also embraced the trend, often using GRWM videos to promote their brands or share personal experiences. The genre has evolved over the years, incorporating new platforms like TikTok and adopting shorter, more engaging formats. The rise of GRWM videos has opened up new opportunities for content creators, attracting brand partnerships and other forms of monetization. Overall, GRWM videos have become a popular and engaging form of online content, providing viewers with a mix of informative and communal experiences. Changes coming for buffs. Yahoo! Alongside Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Shop Small Saturday, many downtown businesses this weekend in Longmont celebrated Artist Sunday, a nationwide movement encouraging consumers to buy local art. The Firehouse Art Center, 667 4th Avenue, was one of a few businesses celebrating local artists through its holiday market, where over 15 artists gathered at the gallery to sell one-of-a-kind pieces ranging from ceramics, paintings, and drawings to jewelry and found artworks. Examining the post-Week 13 US LBM coaches poll. Yahoo! The college football regular season has officially come to an end, and a number of coaches resigned or were fired over the weekend. Colorado saw former tight ends coach Tim Brewster step down as well in the first of what could be many coaching changes to Deion Sanders' staff this offseason. Hello, viewers. It's your resident Six Doctor from the 6 Degree World, here to bring you the latest news highlights from around the globe. Let's jump right in. First up, we have Studio Banana's new wearable device, Moggy, that allows cat owners to monitor their furry friends' health. Now you can keep an eye on your cat's activity and receive texts about their behavior. It's like having a personal assistant for your pet. But let's not forget, cats are already masters of surveillance, so they might not be too thrilled about this new gadget. Moving on to politics, Europe's far-right parties are gaining traction across the continent. The recent success of the Freedom Party in the Dutch parliamentary election is just one example. It seems like the far-right's rhetoric on immigration, crime, and traditional values is striking a chord with voters. Mainstream parties are even adapting their rhetoric to match the far-right, which means we might need a new definition of what's normal in European politics. In other news, European business schools are setting their sights on Africa to support the growth of African entrepreneurs. They're offering tailored programs and partnerships with local institutions to bridge the gap in education, financing, and mentorship. It's a win-win situation, as African entrepreneurs gain valuable knowledge and networks, while European business schools expand their global reach. Now that's what I call a symbiotic relationship. Now, let's talk about MPs with second jobs. The Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards is defending them, saying that many of these MPs are thin cats rather than fat cats. Apparently, these second jobs help them stay connected and maintain their skills. So, next time you see an MP juggling multiple roles, remember, they're just trying to stay nimble like a cat. In science news, researchers have developed a breakthrough fuel that can't start accidental fires. This fuel requires an electric current to ignite, making it safer for storage and transport. Finally, a solution for those of us who are a bit clumsy with our flammable liquids. But let's hope they don't accidentally mix it up with the cat's Moggy device. That could lead to some interesting consequences. Now, let's talk climate change. The United Nations is hosting another round of climate talks. But did you know that humans have been altering the environment for centuries? We've been draining lakes, digging up fossil fuels, and reshaping the landscape to suit our needs. It's no wonder we're in this mess. But fear not, there is hope for a more sustainable future if we can shift our thinking and prioritize the health of our planet. In other news, Jack Ma, the co-founder of Alibaba, is getting back into business with Ma's Kitchen Food. After a period of laying low, Ma is now focusing on agricultural pursuits and supporting the Communist Party's Common Prosperity Initiative. Looks like Ma's getting back in the kitchen to cook up some success. Now, I'm afraid I'm running out of time, but before I go, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these news stories. Do you have any ideas or opinions? Share them in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.